what's up you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be walking you through this look and this tutorial step by step, showing you how to achieve it. This is the clean girl aesthetic tutorial. I know, you're like, what the fuck is that? Basically, it's simple, chic, everyday looks. It can range from something a little bit more dramatic, more winged out, more lashes, glossy lips, or something more like this. It's extra minimal, but like, just go on Pinterest and search clean girl aesthetic and you'll get the gist. What I'm picturing when I think of a clean girl is someone who wears neutrals, someone who has everyday makeup on, chic hair. This bitch drinks matchas at the beach. This bitch reads books in sunlight. She has green smoothies. That's what I'm thinking of in my brain when I think of a clean girl. So whatever. When I looked it up, I realized, hey, my makeup style and fashion style is this aesthetic. It's basically simple everyday makeup and some simple everyday style and all neutrals. So I hope you guys like this look. I hope you enjoy the theme. Kind of just reminds me of when the Fox Eye trend came out and it was basically a new name for winged liner, where clean girl makeup is basically the same thing as my everyday makeup routine. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe and let's get started. So to start off, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. You can use whatever primer you like. I'm just going to apply this on my skin as a base for the foundation. This will help it to go on smoothly as well as last on the skin. If you're oily, it helps control oil. For my foundation, I'm going to go in with one of my favorites, which is the Pat McGrath foundation. This is the Skin Sublime foundation. I have the shade LM9. I have a lot of different favorite foundations, but this one's probably the most natural. If you want something full coverage, you can totally do that, but I figured for the vibe of today's look and today's video, I figured I would just do something a little bit more natural. I'm going to be going in with my Fox 4 brush from my Sigma X Brianna Fox collection. Just apply a couple of pumps onto the brush and then just start stippling this into the skin. Bringing it up onto the forehead. This foundation gives a really nice natural look. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's not crazy full coverage. It's not too sheer. I feel like it gives a nice sheer to medium coverage. And then once I've got this all over my face, you can see I totally avoided my nose, because if I go in with foundation directly on my nose, it will just cake up and gather and like look really weird and separate, and just it gets weird. Once I've applied my foundation everywhere else and a lot of the product is off of my brush, then I'll go in and lightly add it to the nose, because otherwise it ends up looking crazy. And then for my concealer, I'm going to go into the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. I have the shade 2W, and I'm going to apply this right underneath my eyes. This gives a nice natural radiant finish. And then I'm just going to use my same Fox 4 brush and blend in the concealer. Because this is a more natural radiant finish, I feel like it looks really natural on the skin. It covers what it needs to cover, but doesn't look too dry and cakey or anything. So now we are fully covered. I'm now gonna go into some cream bronzer. I feel like the vibe of a clean girl aesthetic, that bitch wears cream, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe she wears powder, but the vibe that I think in my brain, I just feel like a clean girl aesthetic would use cream products. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go into the Bondi Bay bronzer from Nude Sticks. Looks like this, comes in a stick form. I'm gonna pick it up on the brush directly and then just stipple it onto the cheekbone, starting back here towards the hairline first, so we don't go too crazy. And then just start moving it forward. Get up on the sides of the forehead, sides of the nose. And then I'm going to get the jawline. I'm going to go in with my powder. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm going to grab a Fox 5 brush and just powder my skin. I like to powder wherever I get a little bit oily. So right here, in between, right here. Now I feel like a traditional everyday sort of makeup look would stop here as far as bronzer goes, but I like to contour, so I'm gonna add a little bit or a lot of it. If that's not your vibe, don't do it, but I just like a nice structured contour. So I'm gonna go into my favorite Bone Beige sculpting powder from MAC, the shade right here. I'm using a 112 brush from Smith, and I'm just gonna add it to the cheekbones to add a little bit more structure and definition. Just really snatch my cheekbones and my jawline. Okay, I'm just contouring my nose with an eyeshadow brush. It looks crazy right now. But when I blend it out, it'll look really nice and soft. I'm also getting my lips. Okay, just cleaning up each side with a little bit of powder down the center, and then just dust it away. I'm just using the Fox 5 brush. So I'm gonna go in with some liquid highlighter. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have the shade number 2. What I'm gonna do is pick this up on my hand. So this comes out like a wand, like this, and normally I would directly just go right on my skin, but I don't want to apply too much of this, so I'm actually just going to put it right back here on my hand, and then I can pick it up with a brush. I want this to be very focused, so I'm going to go into a Real Techniques setting brush and pick it up right here, and then just lightly stipple this on the cheekbone, right where I want the highlight to be, and bring it into the brow. Create this little C shape here. With my finger, add it to the nose, and blend it out. Brow bone. And then because I have nails on, I can't get in my inner corner that well, so I'm just picking up whatever's left on my hand and just popping this right here in the inner corner, and then blending that out. So to complete the face, I am going to go into some of my cream blushes. These are the e.l.f. putty blushes. They're incredible. We're going to do this one. It's more springy. This is the color Turks and Caicos. Oh, have I not used this yet? That's surprising. It looks like it's melting. It's not. Interesting. I thought I've used this one before, but I guess not. So I'm going to grab my Fox 4 brush, just pick it up right in there like that, and then start stippling it onto my cheeks. Start with a little bit at first because I haven't used these in a while. I don't remember how pigmented they are. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit more and then add some. And just add a nice fresh pink flush to the cheeks. I like to bring it up on the forehead, the nose, chin, and the neck just to kind of distribute it evenly on my skin. Now we can move on to the eyebrows. I actually just tinted them before I sat down, so they're looking a little bit more fresh. I'm gonna grab the number 3 Precisely My Brow pencil from Benefit. Looks like this. Start by pushing up the hairs, and then we'll go in and fill them in. So I like to start on the bottom and just give it a nice outline, and then get the top. I start over here on the tail, and just basically filling in the gaps on the outline. And then I'm just gonna grab a different color. I'm gonna go into shade number 4 because it's a little bit deeper, a little bit more dramatic, so it's gonna add some depth and dimension to the brow. So now I'm just gonna go through and do a little bit more detail work with this just to add like hair-like strokes. I'm not like full-blown going in and coloring in my eyebrow with this. I just need it to be a little bit more detailed. I'm just going in with the Too Faced Brow Wig. This is in the color Taupe. I'm just running them through my brows and making them a little bit more fluffy. And now we can move on to the eyes. So I'm not gonna do any eyeshadow primer today because I like the look of oily wet eyelids, and I feel like that really goes with the whole vibe of this look. So I'm just gonna grab some of my favorite powder bronzer. This is the Airbrush bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the color medium. I'm just gonna grab a Fox 1 brush. I'm just gonna rub this all over the eyes. I'm starting on the lid, going in the crease. I'm gonna bring it underneath as well. Add a little bit of color under there, and it's really not even gonna look like any major eyeshadow. It's just gonna look like you just have natural shading on your eyes. It's gonna look really nice. And then throughout the day, because I didn't do any primer, my eyelids will get a little oily, and then it kind of gives like a little bit of a sheen, and it just looks really good, really nice and natural, and kind of like effortless avant-garde. Now, if you wanted to, you can go in with a little bit of powder highlight. It's totally up to you. I'll add some just so you can see what that would look like. I'm just adding it to, yeah, see, I feel like you really can't tell a difference, but totally up to you. Now, if you wanted to, you can add a little bit of like an eyeshadow wing and do a little bit more of like a fox eye sort of look. But just to keep it really quick and simple, and since I've done quite a few looks like that recently, I'm gonna stop it here. That's gonna be like all of the shadow. And then I'm just gonna apply some mascara and a lip. I'm gonna curl my lashes. Fortunately, my favorite mascara is discontinued. So I'm gonna go into one of my other favorites. This is the Tarte Man-Eater mascara. I'm gonna go in and add about 2 coats of this to each side of my eyes, to each eye. For my lips, I'm just gonna do my favorite go-to at the moment. You've seen it before, but I'm gonna do it again because it's just my go-to. I'm gonna go into the Vive Velvet Sands lip liner. I love this color. It's one of the best shades ever. I'm gonna line and overline my lips and fill them in. And when I fill them in, I just turn this on its side so I'm not like dragging around like thick product. Because if you go directly on your lip and try to color it in like a coloring book, on the tip of this, it's gonna be just way too much and you're gonna run through your pencil way too fast. And it's gonna feel really chunky on the lips, so don't do that. And then I'm grabbing Cool Brown from Anastasia and I'm gonna deepen up the edges and then we're done. I'm just kidding. I mean, that's a vibe, but I'm gonna blend that in. I'm just using a brush to soften that edge. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of a lighter nude. This is Sierra from Makeup by Mario. And I'm gonna tap this in the middle. Okay, I think this is the final look. This is basically my go-to everyday look for a quick and simple, easy look that goes with anything, no matter the occasion. If you wanted to really vamp this up, you can change out the lip to something more bold. You could do a false lash, you could pop on a wing. It's just a nice base look that you can wear with any outfit, any look. Basically is like my everyday look, but it's the clean girl aesthetic or whatever. And there's also different versions of what that could be and how you can interpret that. So I've seen a couple people do this sort of theme and they do like glossy lips. I feel like that would totally go with it too. But you know me, I'm not really a gloss girl. I'm more of a matte girl. So this is just my take on that theme. So that's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I got this look. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing new. They literally just took a new name and used it for everyday makeup pretty much. Put your own twist on it, make it your own. I made it my own by keeping it really matte, very simple, minimal products for the most part. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. And let me know if you'd like a sleek bun tutorial. I have showed you this before, but I don't think I've ever done a dedicated video on this. I think I've always just added it in at the end of a video or at the beginning of a video or in a vlog. So let me know because I get a lot of requests for this. So just let me know if you want that to be a separate tutorial because I do have a couple of tips and tricks for getting this really chic bun look, especially on dirty hair. I have like day 3 hair right now, so it's a fun way to work with your oily hair and look chic and look clean. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching it. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me down below in the comments. Please subscribe and I will see you very soon. Bye.